Easy come, easy go, will he let me go? He's still not, no, he will not let you go, let him go. Hey guys! I'm back to do my HSC diary update number 3. I'm kind of looking a bit preppy today, aren't I? Like, oh, I'm from a private college in New York or something. London. I don't know why I said New York when I was doing a British accent. But today I'm here to show you guys how my major work for my art is going. Seeing as though I haven't got that many questions from you guys about the actual HSC process, any queries you guys have, which please leave any questions you want answered below. It could be anything from the actual process, it can be just stuff that's happened to you during it, stress, friendship issues and stuff like that, because trust me, I go through it all as well. So again, create that community that is like, we're here for one another. And if I sound a bit nasally, it's because I've kind of got blocked nose and I've had a really sore throat today, so I've got my strepsils on standby. But I'm just going to get into it. My major work, as you guys may know from my past HSC diary update, I'm doing the mentality of serial killers, which to some may be a bit of a grim subject, but it's something that I find really interesting and that I think I can use different forms to try and express that. What I want the audience to feel is I want them to feel disturbed, confronted. I want them to think before they make a comment. So I want them to try and understand from a different perspective. And like I've said before, in no way is this endorsing that what serial killers do to people are right, but kind of opening people's eyes to maybe it's not 100% their problem. Maybe it was the way that we're raised that has influenced or trained their brain to think in this way and manner. Without further ado, I'll get through the artworks. None of them are completed. Actually, one half of it is completed, but there's a whole other half to each killer that isn't completed. So I have 6 killers. Might sound a bit rambly this video, but I have 6 killers. I've got 7 technically, but I consider one a couple, so 6. I've got Myra Hindley and Ian Brady, which is the couple, so that's the first killer. I've got Charles Manson, because I thought that was an interesting switch on what a killer is. I've got Jeffrey Dahmer. I also have John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, and Gary Ridgway. I should know these off my head now, but I always get stuck on Gary Ridgway. So for each of the killers, it's going to have a portrait, a brain. And for the couple, it's going to have a portrait, brain, portrait. So that's the way it will be set out for each killer. Starting off with the portrait half of the killers, I have Charles Manson, who I've represented like this. So actually it's just a normal mugshot with a tally that I've lino printed onto each different mugshot with the number of people that they have killed. I was initially going to put the tally over their face with only one eye peeking out, but I thought the eyes are an essential part of the audience that they need to see. So how it's going to sit like this, and it's going to sit partially off. I'm trying to get it on an angle that you guys can. So it's going to sit partially off of the face so that people can come up and they can actually lift it to look underneath. This transparent outline of the killer is meant to be the victim's view, so the eyes are blacked out, because to the victim they would have had no soul. Like, there's nothing in them. If they're doing this to them, there's nothing in them. And around each of the killers I've put words that the media used to describe them, their killings, their personalities. And so this is trying to show the outside perspective of killers and how individuals, like opinions, really quite affects like another individual's perspective. But how I made this, I actually traced the actual photograph on Photoshop with the line tool, and so this whole thing was constructed on Photoshop with the line tool. And yes, his beard was single strands that I had to curve. It took a ridiculous amount of time. I might tell you some of the words to give you guys an idea about some of the words that will be on each killer. So for Charles Manson, there's got cult, crazy, devil, leader, helter-skelter, hippie, insane, psychotic, and brainwasher. This one is John Wayne Gacy. And you can see how each tally varies, so they're not all the same. And this one has a lot more words because it was a bigger area around his head. But he has words like killer clown, predator, double life, cowardly, stuff like that. Stuff to describe not only his acts, but the personality as described by friends or family. Jeffrey Dahmer. As you can see with the lino print, I've tried to make it look more drippy, more like claw marks, like the person's trying to scratch away. But this, I have US Army, necrophiliac, disengaged, alcoholic, sharing, sane. This one has the biggest tally ever, 90. 90 people. He was convicted of 70, but he confessed to 90. This is Gary Ridgway, by the way. Rapist, premeditated, Green River Killer, Navy, religious. Ted Bundy. He has pedophile, desire, burglar, sloppy, brutal, rapist, manipulative. This is the last two. So this is the couple. They each got convicted of 5. Ian Brady has stuff written on his like murderer, intelligent, cold, controlling, sexual abuse, and Myra Henley has stuff like ruthless, monstrous, evil, temperamental, calculating, manipulating. The way that it's going to be displayed is on something like this. So this bar's going to continue so that another board without the plastic overlay sits on it. So it's going to be portrait brain. And this is the plastic. So the photograph, or the mugshot with the tally will be on this board, and this will be the plastic that you lift up. So the other half of the work is a brain collection, collage kind of 3D stuff. Each of the killers has a different board that has different images on it. Each board consists of like crime scene photos, victims' photos, sexual desires, stuff that may have led to or aided in the murder of people, some aspects of their lifestyle, and yeah. So this is Jeffrey Dahmer's. He was an alcoholic. He used sleeping pills to get people back to his home. He went through a stage where he was quite religious. His family was religious. Homosexual, hence the naked males. He was in the military, hence the military photograph, and these are some of his victims, obviously not all of them. And some of them I've put news headlines on. And crime scene pictures, like these are actual pictures that I've had to black out. Because I had to black out the genitalia since I go to a Catholic school. Because they obviously wouldn't allow that kind of imagery. But it has to be included because it's what contributes to their desire to kill. John Wayne Gacy. So how I've applied this is I've actually just adhesive glued, sprayed the images on, and I go over it with a satin varnish, and in the center to cover up the pencil marks I've traced an outline of the leftover bit and put a black piece of paper in the middle. But each collage is actually going to have one of these quilted brains that I've made. It's just got some stuffing in the middle, and it is made out of material. But the brains are going to sit in the middle like this. So that's the 3D effect that I was talking about. And some of the other things that have contributed to their killings and murders, I'm going to maybe have 3D aspects. If it was a bloody murder, like they use tools to chop people up, I'll have some blood splattered on it. Sounds disgusting, but you know. This one is Charles Manson's, and as you can see there was influence of the drugs. And lots of it is his family and photos of the family, and there's black, I don't know his name, I can't remember it right now, but it's the same man, and the reason that I put an African American on there is because Charles Manson was trying to start a race war. This one is the Moors murders. This is an actual finished one, it's been varnished and everything. All I need to do is put the brain on and add those 3D aspects. But most of them have the victims around the top of the head because they place high importance to the viewer. But the thing about this work is no one knows who's who on here. So they could just be like, why is there random people on here? But because two people share the same brain, I've had to show both aspects. So I've shown how Ian Brady was bisexual by having both men and women, and also how Myra was heterosexual by also having the men on there, and how he was influenced by the Nazi movement, the biker boy, some actual photos from what they consider to be possible crime scenes, the use of pets when he started first as a child. He used to torture pets, which is quite common for some serial killers. Gary Ridgway's, lots of this is his victims because he had so many. Lots of them prostitutes, hence the repetition of prostitution. The dumping of the body. And this one is Ted Bundy's, which is also a lot of the victims. Bit of burglary, a bit of necrophilia up in this corner, and just basically the sexualization of the women crime scene. There's going to be a night at my school where they actually present both the D&T and the art projects, so I might vlog that for you guys so that you guys can see the actual finished product, how it's hanging, what they all look like, and other people's, because I'm sure some of you might be interested in seeing other people's. So that's the first thing, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling lots of pressure because I have to get these done within the next month. I have to get 2 gowns done in the next month. It's crazy. It really is. And on top of that, I have to get a folio and trial study done. So I've been really using my holidays. I filmed this in the holidays, but I know it's going to upload a bit later. But I've been using my holidays to try and get all of this stuff on top of it. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, if you want to become a member of the family, please click the like button below and the subscribe button below. Feel free to leave any comments about my major works, about your major works, about any issues to do with the school, or anything else really. Just have a chat with me. I hope you guys stay well till next time. Bye!